Hi friends, as always, thank you for coming to my channel. Today I want to show you how I make my rolling trays. So as you can see right now, I am spray painting one of the trays. I'm spray painting it gold because I had a request for a 49-inch tray. Actually, they wanted two. So I wanted to do two different types. So I'm spray painting this tray gold. I find it easier to spray paint. You know, you pretty much spray paint it, wait about an hour. If you want to do like another color, you can spray it again after an hour, and then I would say about 2 hours later it's ready to go. And so that's pretty much what I did. I spray painted this one gold. The next one I spray painted red, and I'll just go ahead and let you just watch me spray paint it from there rather than me just talk over it. So now I want to show you a trick. So if you like effects of like maybe some bubbles or some type of splash, you just pretty much get a bottle of Dawn dish detergent and you just spray it. And then you take your spray paint and you just spray it. And then usually you dump it in a bucket of water, but I didn't have a big bucket, so I just went to the side and pretty much poured some water over it. And then voila, it was done. And you will see that coming up. It wasn't enough to so now you would see here that it kind of give it those effects. And so I'm just going to take some water, just get off some excess paint, and then voila, it will be done. Okay, so here is the tray that I use. I get this from Dollar Tree. It's a regular size pan, cookie sheet, or cookie pan rather, from Dollar Tree. So that's what I did to spray paint and get this. And as you can tell, I used the Dawn to get the effect. Also, I spray paint the back of the pan. You don't have to. Some people don't. I just do. I just felt that to give it the whole effect, why not? I just went ahead and painted the back as well. So I did both of them gold on the back versus red on one and gold on the other. I just did both of them gold. And now you'll see me mixing the epoxy. First you do the A side and then the B side, and you want to make sure that when you're mixing them that you're putting the both equal amounts. Usually they have little measure cups. I didn't have any, so I just pretty much used these little mouthwash cups that I got from Dollar Tree. And because I've been doing this for a while, I just kind of eyeball it to make sure that they're both the same size. So as you can see now, I'm pouring the A side, and then the B side I'll be pouring to make sure that I have it the equal amount as well. And then I'll put it in a bigger cup because they all won't fit in that cup that I have. It'll spill over, and you don't want to waste any because epoxy costs a lot. And you also want to make sure that you don't get anything in here. You don't want any hair. You don't want anything, because once you mix it in epoxy, it'll be in there and it's stuck, and there's nothing else you can do about it. So you want to make sure that you don't get anything in it. Okay, so now I put them both in the cup, and now I'm going to put them in a bigger cup, and then I'm going to start mixing. And usually I'll mix for about 2 minutes because you want to make sure that it's mixed very well, because if it's not mixed very well, then you will not get the effect that you need to get It can still be sticky, and it just won't cure right. So you want it to be like just right. So you want to stir it for a while. Make sure, and then stir it slowly also, because if you don't stir it slowly, you'll get a whole bunch of bubbles, and you don't want that, because then you'll be like, oh my goodness, you have all these bubbles. But if you do have a lot of bubbles, once you start putting the epoxy on whatever project you have, you can either get a little spray bottle and spray some alcohol over it, and it help pop the bottles. I would say the bubbles, I would say that's the best bet, because I use a lighter sometimes to kind of just pop the bubbles, but after a while you could kind of like damage the project, so you don't want to do that. So the best bet would be to spray with a little alcohol. So now you see me mixing. I'm mixing. Doesn't look like I'm mixing slowly, but you want to make sure you mix it very slowly to avoid getting all those bubbles. Okay, so now I finished mixing, and now I'm going to pour the epoxy, some of it, you don't need a lot, onto the tray. And the reason I say you don't need a lot, because a little bit goes a long way when it comes to epoxy. And if you have too much, then the effect won't look really well on your tray at the end. So right now I am kind of like just letting it go down a little bit, so I take a little brush that I got from Dollar Tree. It's a silicone brush, and just take that and kind of like smooth it down a little bit. That helps move it along, help even it out, because you want to make sure that you have it evenly onto the whole pan, because if you don't, then you have some spots that's not covered with epoxy and you can feel the difference. So you don't want that either. So I'm just telling you from mistakes that I've had doing this in the past. So now you see me with the silicone brush that I got from Dollar Tree. It comes 3 in a pack for $1. Well, okay, Dollar Tree is no longer $1. It's $1.25 now. But I got from Dollar Tree for $1.25, and you get 3 in a pack. And you can just see me just brushing it down. Just brushing it down. Okay, we'll just go ahead and let that. No need for me to continue to talk at the moment. So here you want to also make sure that you get the sides, because you also want it to be shiny and have a certain feel. Because if you don't get the sides, then it's going to be like this rough feel, but then only in the middle of the tray it will have that epoxy shiny feel. So you want to make sure that you also get the sides. So that's what you see me doing here, just making sure I cover the sides as well. Now you just see me just doing another tray. So it's basically the same thing, putting down the epoxy on the side. And like I said, you don't need a lot, you just use a little bit. Take your little silicone brush, I'm just putting it to the sides, making sure it gets evenly distributed there, and then I start working my way down, bringing it down. So that's what you pretty much see here. So it's just the same thing, just a different color tray. It's the 49-inch tray. So here you see I printed out this 49ers, San Francisco 49ers, pretty much their paraphernalia on sticker paper. So I'm cutting it now, and then I will stick it onto the tray that I had let dry for overnight. Pretty much with epoxy, you want it usually be dry within 12 hours, but it might still have like a little sticky feel, so you want to make sure that it's fully dry, feel fully cured. I pretty much put sticker paper on the epoxy versus putting it on the tray with the spray paint, because if I mess up, I can kind of like pull it off. It'll come off easily versus messing up the tray. So when you put it down on epoxy, it pretty much is easy to maneuver if you need to like change it. So you just see me here just cutting the sticker. So pretty much here I'm just checking to make sure that it's a good fit, and then I'm going to peel the sticker paper back a little bit, put it on there, and then stick it onto the tray. Now I am putting the epoxy over the sticker on the tray so that it can have that nice shiny effect, and that'll pretty much be it. You want to also make sure that the sticker is like down really well, because if the epoxy goes through, then you'll start getting like these bubbles and it just looks really bad. Next time I'll do a video with me doing it with vinyl versus just sticker, and then also you can do it with the paper where you can just water slide. I couldn't find my water slide paper this time, so I just did sticker, but just want to let you know that it's best to make sure that it's down, the sticker is really down really good where there's no pocket, so that epoxy won't get through and you won't have no big bubble. So here I'm just doing the same thing I did before, with just making sure everything is evenly, and I'm just pretty much doing that. And voila, after 24 hours, this is the finished product. So that's the first ray. Now, if you look very closely at this one, you see a big bubble right there in the middle of the SF. That's what I mean about, you see a couple bubbles. That's what I mean why you have to make sure that the sticker is down in there and there's no pockets. Otherwise, you will get that bubbling, so you don't want that. But thanks again for listening and watching. Please like and subscribe. Thank you. Have a great day.